2024 has too many amazing JRPGs, and Romancing SaGa 2 is one of them. Thank you, Square Enix, for giving me a code so I can play this game. But let's get into it. Romancing SaGa 2 Revenge of the Seven is a full 3D remake of the classic 1993 RPG, which never really got a US release until many years later. This remake features the expansive saga of the Varennes Empire's battle with the mythical Seven Heroes. This remake revitalized the original distinct mechanics such as the inheritance system, which allows players to pass down abilities and traits throughout many generations of emperors as the story progresses. They even modernized the battle system, which incorporates a timeline-based turn order, making strategic planning crucial as you harness skills and spells across various weapons and magic types. New graphics, the art style looks amazing, voice acting, difficulty modes, and they even remastered the soundtrack, and the soundtrack is amazing as well. The game uses the freeform scenario approach, where players' decisions dynamically alter the story's progression and the kingdom's fate across multiple eras. The combination of the storytelling, which is still great till this day, and the updated mechanics, oh my god, being able to see weaknesses on the enemies and stuff like that, makes this game even better than before. Now, I'm like 15 hours or so into the game so far, and I am enjoying it immensely. I've been having this itch for a long time for an old school JRPG. We've been getting a lot of modern RPGs, which is great. I love seeing the genre progress forward and forward, but to go back to a more, older style of JRPGs, it's kind of refreshing now. The fact that this game takes place across multiple generations of this kingdom makes it so that you probably shouldn't get too attached to these characters, even though you probably will, because I know I have already. Deciding what to upgrade at what time, deciding which characters to bring along to you for each mission, each level, each dungeon, all these elements with equipment and item usage, it adds to a plethora of decision making and wonderful times, in my opinion. Not to mention, the game can be a little bit difficult because each character has LP, which is their life points, and it goes down every time you get knocked out. And once that number reaches 0, that character is gone for good. So it has a little bit of a fear factor to it every single battle, because let me tell you, you can get knocked out immediately with one hit from some of these monsters. It's really crazy. And I'm playing on normal. I am scared to touch any other difficulty. The actual game itself is really colorful, really bright, looks gorgeous, but the actual story has so much dark stuff, so much death, so much sadness sometimes, that it can get to you. It really can. The way the abilities level up in this game as well, it's also unique, and I found it fun. You use different skills from time to time, and then sometimes you'll see a light bulb next to a certain skill, and it's called Glimmer. And that light bulb can get brighter, and depending on how bright it is, it has a chance to unlock a new skill, which can be used immediately afterwards over and over again. The permanent skill you can unlock. So I found myself taking more risk by using weaker skills, because when I see the light bulb, I know I can get a new skill. But you really only get new skills when you fight enemies that's stronger than you. So that's a give and take and a risk and reward, where you're constantly trying to, level up, but you also got to make sure that you're fighting stronger enemies because you want more skills as well. There's different weapon types, from swords, spears, great swords, bow and arrows, magic. Each one has unique passive as well. And the further you go into the story, the more generations you pass, the more classes you unlock, the more weapons you unlock as well. It's basically like the more further you go into the future, the better technology gets, the more upgrades you can get, etc. You're also expanding your own territory while you're conquering these 7 heroes, who surprisingly, are pretty tough themselves, maybe unsurprisingly. And I find that concept cool as well. When you usually think of 7 heroes, you think of like they're coming to save the day, they're coming to support the world. No, they came back corrupted, ready to destroy. Really, the first hero you meet is just a pain in the butt, constantly attacking your kingdom, mocking you, killing family members. It goes crazy. The combat is both challenging and dynamic. You gotta pay attention to the turn order as well, because they can sneak up on you if they're faster than you. And some enemies do multiple attacks in a row, and that does damage. Let me tell you, your defense is basically paper thin, because they can just shred through your health. There's new mechanics as well, like the united attacks that provide additional depth that lets you attack with your party members and do multiple attacks in a row. And it feels good to actually level up that bar and seeing your characters do AoE attacks back to back to back. Oh, the damage. Some skills do more damage to certain enemy types, like undead is a perfect example. It crits undead every single time, and I love me some crits. Love me some crits. And it's really funny because this game was not really on my radar, but it caught my eye when I was looking for something to play recently. And I'm willing to give almost any JRPG a shot. So when I got the opportunity to play it, man, oh man, what a treat. I'm way interested in the story, way interested in how it's going to progress, how each hero needs to be defeated, because it looks like you're going to need a lot to be able to defeat these heroes. Perfect example is the first hero that you actually meet. He has an ability that basically steals the person's soul and lowers their LP to 0. But you eventually find a way to get past that through trial and error, through defeat, because man, you take some L's. Romancing SaGa 2 Revenge of the Seven is really, really solid. I'm currently enjoying my time with this game much, much more than I thought I would. I think a lot of you would as well. If you still enjoy turn-based gaming, if you still enjoy JRPGs in general, give this game a shot. If you're looking for just something with an interesting story and concept around it, I think you'll like this as well. I think the whole idea of this game is based around different generations, this one empire, and seeing them rise up through each adversity, solving every problem that they have. I think that's way more interesting than just a story about a singular moment in a single period of time. Because seeing the world change as well, not many games do this type of thing. Don't sleep on this game, man. It's really, really fun and really polished. I haven't experienced any bugs, anything whatsoever. If you got some free time on your hands and you look for something to play, this might be the one.